It is always great catching up with my next guest, Aleksandar Rakic, who finally has got his fight rebooked against Jan Blachowicz, UFC Fight Night, May 14th. Aleksandar, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you, my man?
I'm doing great. Always good to talk to you. First, tell me when you found out the fight was rebooked, because it seemed like, you got a lot of time before the rescheduled fight.
Yeah, I mean, right after Jan canceled the fight, there were like questions if he come back fast or not, how bad is the injury, and is there any possibilities for a replacement? But the UFC didn't came with any replacement, so obviously Jan told them like, I'm gonna be ready in a couple of weeks. It's not a serious injury, and then 2-3 weeks later, after he said he's injured, he canceled the fight. They rebooked the fight already in May. So yeah, I'm so happy that the fight is happening right now, and to fight against a former champion, Jan Blachowicz. Man, I can't wait. I've been really long layoff for me, but now finally I have a date, I have an opponent, and I'm ready.
Yeah, I can tell. And, it's just good that this fight got rebooked, so you didn't have to fight someone ranked lower. And obviously there's a lot of moving parts in your division as well. I'm curious, how did you adjust camp? Because you were supposed to fight March 26th. Now you're fighting May 14th. I'm sure you were ramping up before the injury happened to Jan. How has that impacted your training camp?
I mean, he actually canceled 2 weeks before I would start my fight camp.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, my mentality, and then I never stopped training. Like from the Thiago Santos fight until now, I'm constantly training. Never break, never. I mean, vacation 1 week, but that's it. So I'm working all the time. So yeah, he canceled. Let's say in a good time. He canceled 2 weeks before we head to American Top Team Zagreb. So yeah, I mean, we slow down a little bit the training, and just to keep the shape. And yeah, we wait for the UFC come back to us. But like I said, constantly training, and basically we didn't change anything. We just took a little bit the intensity out of the training, but the training and everything else remained the same.
What do you think happened in his last fight against Gilbert Teixeira? There's some who feel like it was just a bad style matchup. There's other people who feel like maybe Jan is on the decline. Where do you stand on how that fight went? Because it was total domination from Glover in that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, for Glover, well, this was the last chance of his life, and I think he was so motivated that this evening that he was like so focusing. And I think Jan, he looked like he has too much pressure on the shoulders. He was a little bit like I would not say stiff or something like that. He wasn't the same. So and the stoppage was pretty early. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like to me that he didn't want to be and this time in this place there. And yeah, I mean, Glover looked phenomenal. He crazy what this guy made with 42 years old, being the champion. But yeah, I don't want to rest on this on Jan. I know he's a dangerous opponent. He's a good guy. He's a good fighter. So, and I think he's gonna come really motivated to our fight, because he want his title back. But I'm in his way, and that's not going to happen.
So by the sounds of it, you're expecting the Jan Blachowicz who, defeated Israel Adesanya, who defeated Dominic Reyes, as opposed to the one we saw against Glover. And I would tend to agree with you. We haven't really seen Jan look like that in a fight before, so you're expecting the best version of him.
I hope he's injury-free. I hope he's the best version. It's a main event. It's 5 rounds. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna pull the best out of me. And I've been working the last year really hard, and I improve all my skills. And man, I just can't wait to put another great performance for the UFC and for the fans. And yeah, really, I believe he will come really motivated, because he's believing that he gonna get the title back. But like I said, he's in my way, and I'm getting into my prime right now. So yeah.
I love it. You mentioned training camp there. Who have been some of your main training partners leading into this fight? I know we still have some time, but I've seen some of the photos on Instagram. A lot of big guys, obviously, who you train with. Who are some of the names you're working with?
Yeah, I mean, I never had so many heavy guys in a training camp like now. Like I have 6 guys, and they're all legit fighters from all over the world. I have Ante Delia, a heavyweight who fought in the PFL
Yeah,
finals
I remember
last
him.
season. I have Ivan Erslan, who is fighting in KSW, is a legit fighter. I have Hatef Moe, who is fighting in Octagon in Slovakia right now, also a big heavyweight. And I have Yannick Bahati and Jason Radcliffe, both are in Bellator. So yeah, I have a lot of guys, a lot of sparring partners, and the guys are really tough. And the sparring over there really tough, and we go like full blast, like of course with no injuries, but we go hard.
Yeah.
We push really hard because the other guys, they have also fights, they're training also hard, they're in training camp, and of course they want to help me and to win the fight against Jan. So yeah, we've been like working a lot. And this week I'm in Vienna. The last 2 weeks I were in Zagreb. We had like 2 weeks camp. Now this week is like a deload week, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit, and then we're gonna head on Sunday. We're gonna head to Zagreb again for 3 weeks, so to finish the preparation over there, and then we come back for 1 day in Vienna, and then we fly in US or somewhere. I don't know if the fight in Las Vegas, in Apex, or
I just checked right now. It looks like on Tapology they have Las Vegas listed. I actually asked Jan about this last week. I spoke to him and he didn't know where it was, but I'm assuming it's going to be Vegas. But isn't that kind of frustrating though? Because if you are fighting in Vegas, it's a fight night, which means it's not going to be at T-Mobile. The cage is smaller, so that does impact your fight a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, I need to be honest. The last 2 fights against Smith and Santos, I fought also in the Apex, and both fights I won. So it didn't really bother me, the smaller cage, So it's kind of like a lucky place for me. So yeah, but like you said, I would love to fight in front of the crowd, because the last time I fought in front of the crowd was against Volkan Özdemir in Korea, and this was before the pandemic starts. So.
Yeah.
But I don't care. If the fight is in Apex, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put a great performance. I really don't care where I fight. I just want to fight, and yeah. So that's it.
Okay. Who's going to be making the trip with you as far as your corner? Who's going to be traveling with you?
My whole team, like they were like in my all UFC fights. So I never changed the team. My coaches are the same. So I have my wrestling coach Babak, my grappling MMA coach Roberto, my boxing coach Yuri, and my performance coach Richard. So those guys on social media, whoever who follows me know the guys pretty well. So we've been like working like for many years now together, and it's more just an coach student relationship. They are more like a family relationship, and those guys made me. Those guys, without those guys, I would probably not be here sitting here and talking to you, because they are elite and world class. So, and yeah, our goal is like the same from day one, and they believed in me, and I believe in myself, and we're gonna go for it.
How do you envision the fight playing out on May 14th? I know you feel like you're going to win, but how do you envision it unfolding?
I mean, I will be ready for a war for 5 rounds. I will be ready for a knockout. I will be ready for a submission win. I think Jan will have the same strategy as he fought Israel Adesanya. But I'm not Israel Adesanya. I'm Aleksandar Rakic. I'm not a middleweight. I am a big light heavyweight, and I know how to wrestle, and I know how to grapple. And my background is striking. So. All respect of Adesanya, I don't want to sound cocky, but yeah, if Jan comes with the same game plan against Adesanya, he will fail. So, but I'm expecting, I really expect a aggressive Jan Blachowicz, because he want to prove that against Glover he did a mistake, or he wasn't his own. So yeah, but I mean, those guys in Zagreb, when I spar there, it's for me like kind of like a fight. So I face everything what they got, and they're really like motivated, all young, hungry lions. So doesn't matter with Jan, with what he's coming. I'm gonna be prepared for everything. And of course, if I see my chance, I'm gonna finish the fight in the first, second, third. Doesn't matter,
Yeah, I love it. You mentioned Glover Teixeira. Obviously, he's going to be fighting Jiri Prochazka. They moved the fight. It's now June 11th. Who do you favor in that fight, especially with the fact now that we know that Jiri went down to fight ready to work on his wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, I hear that he went there to train with Henry Cejudo, but let's be honest, you cannot learn wrestling in 3 weeks. You need to wrestle for many years, and still now, I'm still improving. I wrestled for many years, so I just saw that he's only 3 weeks there, and then he went back now to check. And yeah, like I said, it's gonna go either way. If Jiri, if Jiri doesn't knock him out in the first, it's gonna be a long night for Jiri, because Glover, man, this guy can take a punch and keeps going forward, and his wrestling and his grappling is incredible, and is very strong. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, you need to wrestle a lot to be on a legit level, and we didn't see much wrestling or grappling of Jiri. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I would put also to Glover, because not about the wrestling and the grappling, it's also the striking. I mean, Jiri is a very aggressive striker, but he's very open up. So against Volkan and against Reyes, he was rocked 2 times. I mean, Reyes.
Reyes knocked him out. I don't know if you know that he was out for a little bit, and then he managed to get himself together.
Absolutely. And I mean, if this goes to favor of Glover, maybe Glover knocks him out, because he's so open up. I mean, he's wild, but Glover is the smarter guy. He faced so many good guys out there, and he saw everything already. He's in the game for a long time. So my bet would go to Glover. No hate to Jiri.
Yeah.
I mean, because the people I think I hate him.
You have two. I'll tell you what it is, Alexander. It's you. There, you have 2 passionate fan bases. That's what it is, I think, because I see comments on either side from both ends, and I think that's a good thing that you have. Both of you are so strong in terms of your fan bases that's why people are pitting you against each other.
Absolutely, because my country where I live, or where I'm from, and his country, they're so small countries, and we are just like one fighter in each country who made it actually in the top 5 of the UFC. And the people are recognize this, and they love us, in there. So we have a big support. Of course, I think he's getting also a big support from his country and his side. So, man, I mean, you never know what's the future gonna be, but 100% in the future we're gonna fight somewhere. And if this fight happened, it need to be in Europe somewhere.
Oh, of course,
but,
yeah.
It need to be in Europe, because But I hoped also that the fight against Jan would be in Europe, because we are both from Europe. He's from Poland. I'm from Austria, living there. Would be very good for the crowd and for the audience. But I mean, we need to follow the rules. We need to follow what the UFC says, and if it's Las Vegas, it's Las Vegas. If it's in the park, it's in the park. Really, I don't care. My focus is 100% on Jan, and
There's a lot going on in MMA right now. I don't know if you caught the UFC 273 card. Actually, you did, because I saw you put your picks out. What did you make of first just Khamzat Chimaev? Had that pretty close fight with Gilbert Burns. What did you make of Chimaev's performance?
I mean, this kid showed heart, and man, he can take a punch, and he showed toughness. And for me, he clearly won that fight. He put a lot of pressure on Gilbert. Gilbert he connects a couple of times, but Khamzat as well. but putting pressure and being dominant and searching the fight, searching the exchange, this the judges like to see that, and if you are always backing up and counter, so yeah. But I was really impressed that Khamzat couldn't take him down and control him like he did with the other guys. I mean, of course, Gilbert Burns, a great grappler, and a world champion, but yeah, it was a really interesting fight, and I think Khamzat showed big heart, big improvements, and yeah, I think this fight is very good for his career. Yeah. But I'm sorry, I would like not jump so fast to the champion or somewhere else, because you know I would like rather fight a guy in a five round main event to feel this and to feel that before I jump into a title fight or somewhere else, So, and I mean, he's still young, so like kind of like he's 27, right? 26, I don't know. So he has plenty of time and is a big future for the MMA community, and yeah, this guy has potential. So, and I've been 2 times in All Stars Training Center. I know the guys there. They train really hard there. So yeah, I wish him all the best. And yeah, as many champions we can get from Europe, that will be better for the MMA community in Europe.
We talked about obviously the title fight and everything that's going on. Is it your understanding that if you win this fight, you will get the title shot? Because I don't know who else you have to beat in the division.
That's what I'm also asking me. When who else? I beat Jan Blachowicz. He's a former champion. He's a number 1 contender, and like I hope and I want the title shot next. But like first is Jan on the line, so I don't want to jump over him and think about the title fight or something else. My focus is really on 14th of May. I mean, like I said, in every other fight, what I put in my head is I'm fighting the best guy in the world. It doesn't matter if it's if it was the UFC debut, what I had 2017. I put the same mentality in my head. I'm fighting the best guy in the world. So yeah, like the mentality didn't change. I'm fighting the best guy in the world right now, Jan Blachowicz, and I'm gonna finish him, and I'm gonna go for the title. So, and I cannot accept anything else.
Understand. Yeah, for sure. You mentioned earlier, likely thinking Glover's going to beat Jiri. Have you thought about the style matchup if you were to fight Glover? Again, I know you're not looking ahead. I'm the one asking the question here. But how do you look at a fight between you and Glover going as far as the style matchup?
I mean, I will be ready for the wrestling attempts and for the grappling, because I know how hard I work when the doors are closed with my wrestling coach and my grappling coach. I've been like in some wrestling camps and grappling camps, and I know Glover for a long time, and he had always problems with taller guys. Always with taller guys. He eats that uppercuts from Anthony Johnson, from Alexander Gustafsson, from John Jones, and they were like yeah. They were like also good wrestlers. I mean, not wrestlers, good defending the takedowns. But I would say Glover never looked so good like he does right now. But I mean, I will be ready. If Glover wins that fight against Jiri and I win against Jan, I will be 100% ready for him and for his all attacks. Doesn't matter, wrestling, grappling wise. I mean, I'm very confident.
One other name that's kind of been out there as far as a contender in your division is Magomed Ankalaev. He defeated someone that you also defeated in Thiago Santos. What did you think of his performance in that fight?
I mean, fighting Thiago Santos is very tricky, and this guy has bombs in the hands. He touches you and you're going down, like we saw in the fight against Ankalaev in the second. Santos dropped Ankalaev. So, man, fighting him, you need to be really, 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 really focused and picking your shots, because if you do a small mistake, you're gonna take over. I think Ankalaev won because of the takedown in the 4th round, controlling him and also pushing the pedal and putting pressure on Santos. He's a good guy, but I mean, this was his first win in the top 5, and yeah, I saw that he probably gonna fight Anthony Smith in July. Maybe this happens. So yeah, I mean, he's young. He's like, I mean, the same age like me and Jiri, and we're gonna fight as well, in the future. So no doubt about this.
There's a bit of criticism on his performance because he wasn't able to finish Thiago, and you also had criticisms when you defeated Thiago as well. Do you think that kind of takes the pressure off you a bit? Because I remember some fans being upset at your win over him, but you see a guy like Ankalaev, who's very dangerous, has knockout power like you do, have a similar performance. Were you watching that thinking the same thing? Like, I hope people are as hard on him as they were on me.
Yeah, I mean, the people are always like, they want always finishes, but it's not always possible. It's really not always possible. You need to be calculated. You need to pick your shots. You need to see the right moment to explode together. And in our fight, or in the fight, it didn't happen. But like Ankalaev said in the post-fight interview, I say the same. I expected a different Thiago Santos. I expected a guy who is rushing forward like he did with Santos, like he did with his previous fights, to catch him in a counter. Ankalaev said the same. Like, for the best example are the fight Thiago Santos against Jimmy Manua. So he was like, the exchanging, he opens up. Of course, when he opens more up, I open up, and there's going to be a fight. But he didn't open too much, and I, of course, didn't open too much. I did enough to win, to get a unanimous decision. And yeah, I mean, the people will always cheer for a knockout or a submission before going for a decision. But in my mentality, so I will never force a knockdown, because it can get so fast, and you're can be knocked down. So yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And just one other name I wanted to mention in your division, Jamahal Hill. We've seen him now get 2 impressive knockouts, one over Jimmy Crute and most recently Johnny Walker. What have you made of his rise in the division?
He's the other guy, he's a young guy. He's like up and coming. He fought who he beat. He beat the last fight.
Johnny Walker. Yeah, he finished him.
Yeah, I saw that fight, the brutal knockout. Yeah, was amazing knockout, and we will see. I think he had some beef with Volkan Özdemir. If they book the fight, I think he still need to fight maybe one guy in top 10, and then maybe he can come to top 5 if he passes the top 10 guy. But he's another interesting guy, a tall guy, southpaw. Also very interesting, and I'm really happy that the light heavyweight division have so many newcomers. I mean, he's not a newcomer, but he's very exciting. The new era is coming. The old one are going. The new one are coming. So I'm pretty happy, and this makes me excited. And it's gonna be really competitive years in the light heavyweight division for us.
And making a sharp turn here, your opponent, Jan Blachowicz, I know he's been very sort of open about what's going on in the Ukraine right now with the whole war. What's sort of your view on everything that you've noticed? Just, being from Austria, obviously you're not entrenched in it, but what are your thoughts on what's happening right now in Russia and the Ukraine?
War is always bad, in both sides. I mean, both sides, Russia and Ukraine, losing some people, killing, getting killed. I'm of course not happy about the war, but I'm a sportsman, and the politics and everything else, it's like I don't want to get too much involved in them, so yeah, it's like kind of like bad, but yeah, that's it from myself. I don't want to talk anymore about this, because maybe someone gonna understand me wrong or something like that. I want to be like neutral. I don't know how to say.
No, for sure. You don't want to, because we live in a world where, words are twisted and stuff. I like the answer there, and I agree with you. You're not a politician, so yeah. Just had to ask anyways, obviously. Did you happen to see Will Smith hit Chris Rock at the Oscars? Did you see that? What did you think?
Yeah, I saw that. In the beginning, I was like, "What? What happened?" That, and then there came like some videos. It's fake. It's that. Is that? So yeah, I mean, I think he banned for 11 years or 10 years. 10 years, right? Wow, that's wow. And I'm like very interesting if you're gonna get any jobs because of this what he did. I don't know, maybe knew something, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it was like the whole world was watching now the Oscars right now because of that. So
Help
yeah,
their ratings for sure. Okay, my last question. I've kept you way too long. I really appreciate it. I
it's okay.
mentioned this off air that you've been doing some cross country or snowshoeing, I should say, as part of your conditioning. How did this all come together? Because some of the shots, if people haven't seen your Instagram, it's really cool seeing the backdrop and you doing this. How much has it helped you, and how long have you been doing this?
Yeah, I mean, this was actually the first time I did it. I did it with my conditioning coach. This guy, man, he's a freak. He's 57 years old, but he's in a crazy shape. So always in wintertime he's in the mountains, and in the summertime he's on a bike. So I was in Sweden. I had a training camp, a wrestling training camp with my wrestling coach, and then I came to Vienna. I was in Vienna only one day, and then my conditioning coach told me like, "Hey, uh, I would like to invite you. Let's go to the mountains because you've been like 1 week now only on the mats, grinding, wrestling. So let's open up. Don't be in the gym. Let's go on the mountain. Let's do some other things." And I told him, yes, let's do it. So I came there. We were 3 days. And of course, I underestimated a little bit. I thought, okay, it's gonna be hiking a little bit, high elevation, having a good view. Man, the first day was like we were in Austria, the border of Italy. So the first day was like 4.5 hours hiking with snowshoes on a mountain, like 2,200-meter elevation. I died, man. It was like completely different condition, and it's like a long pace. But after the first day, I thought, okay, I survived it. The second day was even harder. We went to Italy. We climbed another hill, another mountain. We The total time was 6 hours and 15 minutes.
Whoa.
I lost like 4,000 calories.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then in I had like two moments in the whole trip where I need really to be mentally strong, because there were some parts I couldn't pass because the hill was too high. So yeah, then I fall in the snow. I got stuck getting back, and this always, you know but it's a great, it's something different, but it opened my head, it opened my mind, and it was the best thing what I can do before heading to a training camp like I doing now. So it was an amazing experience, and I can't wait to do it again later this year.
This was an amazing interview, and I can't wait to do it again. Aleksandar, it's really great catching up with you, man. We're so excited to see this fight rebooked. UFC Fight Night, main event, May 14th. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media? I'll give you the last word.
I mean, I want to thank all the guys who know me and all who helped me, my coaches, my team, everyone. I mean, I'm so blessed that I can work with the guys, and we have one goal: to be the world champion in the world. And yeah, 14th of May, the journey continues, and we're gonna go out there, get the W, and then looking forward for the fight, for the title fight.